What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Republic of Players, episode 20. This is actually a very special episode because today is our birthday. Way! We are 1 year old today. And yeah, we have the usual crew in Paddy. How's it going, Paddy?
All right, Ronan, how are you, man?
Good. And we have the Platinum Jack.
All right, Ronan, how are we?
And good, man. And introducing to the camera and the mic is a very special guest. We are very excited to bring Gary Soren, who is also amplified on Facebook. He's a Facebook streamer, gamer, and he's got over 42,000 followers on Facebook. He has 270,000 followers on Twitch. This guy is a big deal. I have become a big fan of him recently. How are you doing, Gary?
I'm doing good, my dude. Good to be here, of course. First time on kind of one of these podcasts, so sure we'll have a bit of a laugh throughout. Should be some fun.
Thanks a million for joining us. As I said, it's our birthday today. We're very proud to announce it, and to have you on is such a privilege. So we're gonna be picking your brain a little bit later on how you actually made it as big as you had, because it's just phenomenal what you're doing. So we always start the show with just something simple. It's what we're playing. So you are our special guest, Gary. What have you been jamming the last while?
Put me under the bus. First up, I see how it is, lads. I've been playing, well, obviously Red Dead, like a lot of people, because it's amazing, and well, cowboy life is just fun. Ton of hours in that. Completed the main story. Think it took me like 52 hours. That was like with a little bit of mess around with side missions and stuff. Working right now on 100% in the game, kind of dabbling on and off with it right now, because kind of getting to a stage where there's not as much stuff in it, and because there's so many game releases as well right now. So Battlefield came out, so I was playing that over a couple of days. In between not playing some Red Dead, breaks out that game completion. And then Spyro just came out then there yesterday, was it? So playing the hell out of that right now. That's a lot of fun. And then tomorrow, Pokemon comes out. So right now there's nice genre of games being played. Yeah, instead of just Fortnite 24/7, of course, and not to play.
So talking a little bit about Red Dead, because that seems to be the game of the year for a lot of people. I know personally myself, I fell in love with that game. I'm still playing the story. I'm about half an hour left. I think I have about half an hour left. I'm definitely towards the end anyway. And that game has set a new bar for open world as far as I'm concerned. I think it's just a revolutionary game. And the way everything is so organic, and the hunting and the way the missions are dealt out. How do you feel about that game? And do you think it really does change the open world aspect of video games?
Yeah, I actually, well, firstly, love it. As I said, I'm going for 100% game completion. Red Dead 1 was one of the first games I ever 100%ed. So when Red Dead 2 came out, I was like, I got to 100% this. And I was playing through the game, and obviously you can check your story completion as you're going through. And I remember I was like, yo, I probably have a couple hours left in this. Open it up, 50% just for the campaign, not the main story, just the campaign. I'm like, nah. I was gonna say the last couple of chapters are gonna be like, they're not gonna be like full percentages. They're gonna be like, 10% done after one single mission. I was like, they're gonna skip ahead in that. And then 50 something hours later, gameplay, I'm like, okay, I'm only done just the main story, which I think I only added up to about 50 to 60% for the overall game completion. And, I was happy with that. I wasn't like, oh, wow, only 60%. I was like, that's good. I was like, I paid, whatever price for this game kind of a thing. And I was like, I'm only finished just the main story now after over a week of playing it. And I still have all this hunting stuff to do. I got all these random just encounters, because the side missions, like the random stranger missions, they're not just marked on the map. Go here, do that. Go here, do that. You need to be in the vicinity to find them. They're not just there. You can't pull up a map and okay, I got this mission, then this mission, then this mission.
Yeah.
So you have to actually explore the world, and it takes a long time to get around that. The map is huge. So I like for that. I love RPG games. I've been playing them for like Pokemon was one of the first RPGs I've ever played, and big into all the Elder Scrolls games. So I love the open world in this and just messing around. So when it comes to just how good Red Dead is right now, it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good job for that open world. I'll give it that.
So on the other end of the spectrum, you've been playing Spyro, which is beloved by a lot of people, and a lot of people we're looking forward to this game being released. Does it hold up as well as you remember it? Because a lot of games, when they get released, there's always that fear that it's not going to have the same feeling as, say, 10-year-old or 5-year-old you felt when you first played it? Does it really keep the magic, even though obviously the graphics are updated and yeah, does it hold its magic?
Oh yeah, Spyro. As saying, I started playing Spyro, came out on Tuesday, and played all day Tuesday. Finished Spyro 1. Then today, I think like the first half hour or so into my stream, straight into Spyro 2. No waiting, just straight into it. One thing I love about it is if you go into the sounds, you have an option to play the classic music, and it's just the original music, the soundtrack, like for all the areas, all the levels, or you can play like the reignited music, which is very similar, but a few extra bits of beats and stuff here to it, a little more like you can hear it. It's a little bit more updated. So,
like a remix, yeah. I like when games do that, yeah.
So the fact it just gives you the option that if you want, you can just play it with the original, like it just adds that nostalgia on top of it. And as I was saying before, Spyro 1 came out 1998. I'm 25 years of age, so I was 5 when that game came out, and I played it when it came out. But there's so much I don't remember of number 1 and 2. Yeah. And just playing through it right now, I'm just like, I don't remember any of this. This is great, you know? I was like, I know Spyro. I remember a lot of stuff. I was like, I don't remember any of this. This could be like a brand. They could tell me this is Spyro 4 and 5 for all I know. You know? And I'll be like, man, new Spyro game, sweet. Wouldn't have a clue until I get up to Spyro 3. So I'm absolutely loving it. And the viewers are loving it as well. Been playing it, as I said, last couple of days there now. Been averaging like 300 people just chilling back on Facebook watching Spyro. It's like
awesome.
It's like I was expecting maybe, you know, like a few people, maybe 100 max, kind of just. I was like Spyro. I was like, I don't think people will be too interested.
It's like, yeah, nostalgia bug.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's just like, man, I love this. People just
Spyro.
40 quid, 3 games. Yeah, so absolutely loving it. There's some games.
Definitely a bargain.
That should never be remastered. There's some companies like they think remastered is the way to go, but
yeah,
some not so much. But this is definitely.
I think there's a difference between remastering and a new paint job. If there's effort put into the game, I think it really shows. I think Crash Bandicoot was another one of those games which I really enjoyed because it was a fresh coat of paint, but they also improved the game in different aspects as well. And yes, Crash Bandicoot was amazing for me. Spyro, I'll pick it up probably closer to Christmas. I'll play it with my son. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad your viewers are enjoying it as well. Platinum Jack, you have a new platinum to share with us. What did you platinum this week, Jack? Something weird, I guarantee.
It's not weird, and the thing is, though, it's already been talked about, and that's Spyro 1.
Oh, nice. You platinumed that.
Yeah, no, I would have gotten it yesterday, but I got it earlier today, so I jumped straight, as Amplified is done, I've jumped straight into Spyro 2, and it's as good as I remember it being. I still remember quite a bit of Spyro 2 because I played it a hell of a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
So the only that I will say to the game I've found so far is the controls seem a bit strange, a bit like how Crash Bandicoot, when it was remade, had really floaty jumping physics. Okay. The whole Spyro the controls seem off to me.
Is it just because of the evolution of games? That games have changed so much since then that maybe it's hard to kind of go back to what they're doing?
Well, no, because it's been a few months since I last played Spyro, but it just still seems off to what I remember it being like, if you know what I mean. Okay. Like the glides just seem to fall a bit faster, and the jumps don't seem quite as high as they used to. But that could just be me.
Do you know what it sounds? It sounds like, do you know when everyone says the curly whirlies were bigger when you were smaller? I'm nearly certain. I'm nearly certain they were never bigger. It was just the fact that you're smaller. Like, I think something changes inside you.
It probably is the case of that, but it just seems so different. But as I said, I finished the first one. I'm going to say straight out, I've only played the first one once before this, and so I didn't remember a hell of a lot about it, but I enjoyed it either way, but I just can't wait to see the third one in all of its remade glory, because it's going to look absolutely beautiful.
Awesome, man.
Remade glory.
Paddy, after...
But the thing is...
Yeah, go on, Jack, sorry.
I was just about to say, it is actually completely remade from the ground up. There's new source code and everything, because Insomniac actually originally got rid of the code from the original 3 games.
Okay, nice. Good to know. Paddy, what have you been?
I don't
jamming?
feel like I can talk because it's the exact same games the boys are talking about. Whatever they said, but a bit better.
So Red Dead check, Spyro
Yeah.
check.
Fortnite maybe check.
Oh yeah, there's always a
Black
little bit
Ops
of
check.
Fortnite.
Black Ops, Fortnite.
There's
Red
something
Dead.
actually that I wanted to ask because I don't hear too much about it this week. Are you still rocking some Black Ops, or is it kind of
I am.
fell?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely still rocking Black Ops. I'm kind of mixing between Fortnite and Black Ops. So you play Fortnite for a while, you get sickened, you go play Black Ops. Play some, then you get sick in the Blackout, and then you go play multiplayer. So it's a good mix up.
More Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. It's a good game. They're after introducing Nuketown into it this week, and it's just bedlam as it used to be. And it's just multiplayer, kill, respawn, kill again. It's a great game.
Awesome. I'm the exact same. I'm still just playing Red Dead and absolutely nothing else. It's after taking over every bit of my gaming time. I sit down, I play it for 2 hours. I'm like, tonight, I keep saying to Tracy, my wife, I was like, tonight I'm going to clear it. And then I wake up in the morning after being awake way too late. And she's like, did you clear it? No, I didn't clear it. Maybe tonight. And I think
it was a side mission. I couldn't. I had to help him. He was on the road by himself. He wanted me to watch his bag. I had to do it.
But for me, it's game of the year. And it's spectacular. It's everything that I wanted it to be. It's everything that I want open world to evolve to, and I'm just enjoying every minute. I think to play a game for such a length of time, for me anyway, and to come to the end of it and not feel like I'm just trying to finish it. I'm still enjoying it like I was enjoying it the first day. It's something special. Arthur Morgan, the guy that plays Arthur Morgan, his name is Roger. I actually wrote to him on Instagram. He got back to me. He thanked me for the kind words. I was delighted with that. The guy is not well known, but obviously in I'd say a month's time he's going to go from 9,000 followers on Instagram to 900,000. So I said I get my message in really quick. So just a little bit of housekeeping before we move on to questions for Gary. We have obviously our first birthday is today, and I just want to give a big thank you to everyone that has supported us from the very first day where we started. Myself and Paddy took this on, and the whole crew, the whole loser club, everyone that just helped us from start to finish. Seamus, Una, just everyone, Ray, I hope I don't forget anyone, but just everyone, thank you so much for helping us along and supporting us. And also I just want to say we're going to be talking a little bit about later on about it, but just rest in peace to Stan Lee. He was a huge influencer in the world of movies, video games, comic books, and he will be sadly missed, but he also left his mark on this world that will be forever. So so rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Excelsior.
So we're going to move on to questions for Amplified, if you don't mind, good sir. The first one this is the part where you talk about yourself. No shame. So the first one, we're going to do a round table. I'm going to ask one, and then we're going to continue on, and Paddy's going to ask. So it'll be a bit of a round table. So there's going to be questions coming from everywhere. So just be ready. But first off, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where your gaming obsession began, and your favorite game of all time.
That's a lot of questions in one right there. So
yeah,
that was more than one question. I was told one question.
Ronan always does it. He always skips ahead. That's 3 questions. He doesn't talk for the rest of the show now.
Yeah.
I just get back now.
I'll go where we started off, I guess, when it came at just gaming overall. And then I guess we can move from there on how we got into the streaming side of stuff. Gaming, straight up, as it is, parents are kind of... the children are a little bit hyperactive. They need something to get their attention. Here's a Game Boy. Go annoy somebody else. You know, kind of. So, like Game Boy, I think actually first ever gaming platform for myself was maybe a Sega Genesis or maybe the Atari. One of them, anyway. I can't even remember the game I played on it. I can visually remember in my head, but I can't explain the game. I've tried to find the game. No idea. So I started off with that, and then the real gaming from there came to a Game Boy. Had the original Game Boy, non-color, just a big brick of a yoke with like the green-looking screen. Super Mario, straight up on that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Moved from there, you know, had some maybe communion money or something like that. Got myself a Game Boy Color. Pokemon. Straight up, you know, rocking that. So,
Which color?
Game Boy Green was the color of the Game Boy. Pokemon started with red, and then yellow came out later because you always do, you know, like red, blue, and then they bring out the third one in there. So once yellow came out, moved to that because that was meant to be more true to the TV series. And obviously at the time I knew the TV series more because
Really well, yeah.
these were like the first games they brought out. So so moved on to yellow then, and then obviously got a little bit into Pokemon, got Pokeball tattoo there on the hand.
Nice.
The back of my leg. So I got 2 Pokemon related tattoos in there. So I'm a little bit of a fan.
Awesome.
Maybe, not sure.
From there to obviously like PlayStation and stuff like that, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, then into like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and then on from there, of course. And then moved from the PlayStation to an Xbox. Just one Christmas, got an Xbox. We were always like PlayStation, and then just Xbox all of a sudden. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I absolutely lived on that game. I had single save files. I had one save file that had 3,000 hours of gameplay, and then my backup, which was just for whatever, I think had 1,500 hours, and then the account that I made for literally one single playthrough, there was one specific goal I had on this one account, and there was a load of things I had to do to get it working, loads of exploits and stuff. So I made a new game file just for that. My lowest played hours on a save file, I think it was like 200 hours, and this was just one I made just do one random
Just
thing.
casual.
Yeah, it's a casual player.
That was one objective on it, and it was like 200 hours or something. But that was before I didn't have internet. We had no dial-up or anything in the house. It was just that. So we had no online games, so I just lived on Oblivion because open world, and obviously you can put those hours into the game. It's insane. Then we finally got online, and one of the lads used to play Halo 2 the whole time and absolutely smash us. And then obviously had an Xbox, got online, Halo 3 came out, got the midnight release for that. I got big into that game, got very, very good. My whole premise on just playing Halo was I needed to get revenge on my friend for smashing us. He used to 1v2 us and just destroy us. So I absolutely lived on Halo, and I got pretty good. I was ranked #1 in the Republic of Ireland at one stage for Halo.
Nice.
Wow.
It's more impressive than it is, but in 2003, how many people were playing Halo competitive in Ireland?
You were still #1. I don't care.
Number
Number one, that's still impressive.
Yeah, it's like not that many people were actually. So it sounds more impressive than it is, but honestly, there was like probably like 10 people to compete with or something like that, you know? So absolutely no life that game as well, and obviously got my revenge on my friend. Couldn't stand a chance. Turns out he was actually a huge noob, and he just knew how to use the energy sword. That's pretty much how he did it the whole time. So he wasn't very good at all. So spent many years getting ready to destroy him. I think I put in a little bit too much work on that one. I don't think I had to spend as much time to do that. Went from there. I used to do a few YouTube videos with like a clan called HLG Amplified, kind of where the name ended up coming from Amplified then. And that was all, that was HLG. So you know the way there's like MLG, that was Hidden League Gaming. So instead it was pretty much like trolling before trolling was really a huge thing. So what you do was you'd play like a 4v4 game mode or a 2v2 game mode, and you'd get the lead. So the game was up to 25, you know, you just have a couple more kills in enemy team and you'd hide. And that was it. So
strategy. Strategy.
It wasn't like camping and you wait to kill them. You don't want to kill them. Your objective is to get no more kills and just watch them run around the map for the next 5 minutes, so confused, and they always end up killing each other and getting kicked out of the game. You might be somewhere like 10 miles up in the map there. You had to use like all these other in-game mechanics and equipment to get around barriers and stuff, and you'd be floating up in the air and they couldn't have a clue where you were. You get underneath the map in some cases, and it was fucking hilarious. It was so fun. So we do YouTube videos about that, and most of them were well edited, and it was really funny because Halo had like a theater mode, and you could go full third person, fly around, get all your angles. So they made for some funny YouTube videos.
Can we still check those videos out?
They're probably there somewhere.
We need to check those out.
Yeah, they're so funny, man. They're so funny. So we done that for a while, and then obviously a lot of us grew older. Like they were like the main people, you know, you'd have your online friends that play with them the whole time. A lot of us ended up growing up then. People logged into Xbox less frequently. Halo wasn't as popular anymore with the next couple of versions coming out that were pretty bad. So a lot of us stopped playing it, moved on to the things, stopped coming online. And then it just got to a stage where my Xbox wasn't even turned on for about a year at one stage. I had a laptop and I'd play like some Skyrim and stuff on that, like some modded Skyrim. And that was pretty much all I did for games for like a whole year. Couple hours here and there, nothing really. So this is where I moved on to the streaming side of stuff now. So there's that. So I was working in a factory up in Swords, just line work, 12-hour shifts. It was literally just standing on a line and you had one job to do for 12 hours. And
I did that as well. I know how that is.
You literally, man, half the time, the person you were like standing beside didn't even speak English. So you're 12 hours there in pure silence, just picking up something in a box, picking up something in a box, and that was it. You couldn't switch roles with somebody, but here, you want to do this, I'll do that. So it was the boringest thing ever. I'd done it about 2-3 days a week, and I was doing that for a little while, and I was going through like my Twitter one day, and I seen some lad was live on Twitch, and I was like, hey, I remember Twitch. We done a few of those HLG streams on Justin TV when it was still Justin TV. So I was like, I kind of remember. I was like, I know what game live streaming is. We've done some of them as a clan together. So I was like, let's have a look. This guy's streaming Halo. So I went into his stream and no camera, no microphone, just gameplay, nothing else. Pretty average gameplay. He wasn't bad. He wasn't good. And he had 50 people watching him. And I was like, mate, I could do this. Spoiler alert. I did it, by the way.
Hey, we don't do spoilers here. No.
So I was watching this lad and I was like, mate, I could do this. So I made a Twitch account that day, and then I didn't stream for many months, like most people. I could do that. I'm going to go to the gym next week, pal. You know, like it was.
I might do it. I might.
And then you're like, next week. So I was absolutely doing nothing. Like my life schedule was go to work. I had to get up at like 5 a.m. in the morning to get up there. By the time I'm home, it's like 8 o'clock at night. Be dinner, bed, nothing in between. Then days I wasn't working, I'd just be sleeping and stuff like that. So it's pretty bored. And then I ended up saying, fuck it. So I went out, got myself a little decent webcam, a headset microphone, and the capture card, because you couldn't just stream straight through your Xbox and stuff then. You needed to have equipment. You had to invest into your stream before you even started. So I was like, fuck, I guess I got to give it a shot now. So done that. Dabbled 1 or 2 streams here and there, and then didn't stream for about another 2 months. So just done 1 or 2 quick streams, made sure everything was working, because we just got decent internet at the time, because Ireland had terrible internet for a very, very long time. So we just got good internet in and around then. So I was like, right, fuck it, we'll get into this. So I was doing the streams any days I wasn't working. And they were going pretty decent. They weren't going good enough where I could do it as a full-time job. But I had some month where I was like, man, like, okay money out of this. Like,
you're getting there.
Yeah, like when I first started streaming, I didn't know there was any forms of revenue. For the first, I think, 2 months of me streaming, I didn't even have like a donation link in my stream chat or anything. I had no. People were like, hey, mate, what's your PayPal? I was like, I'm not telling you my PayPal. I'm not giving you money. They're like, no, I want to give you money. I'm like, why would you want to give me money? So after a couple months, and that question ended up coming up a little more frequently. I was like, fine, there's a PayPal link. There was no like Streamlabs or any integration like that. So it was just like a PayPal email. That was it. So yeah, I got to a stage where some months were going pretty decent. I'm like, okay, wow, a few quid here and there, but not enough to do it full time. And as I said, I was working up in the factory doing like line work kind of a thing. So they only keep you on like 2-3 days a week, so you don't have to bring you on full time. If they bring you on any more than that, they have to class you as a full-time worker. And one thing I wasn't too sure about was they only do it in 11-month contracts. So that way they don't have to bring you on full time again. So they'll lay you off for a couple months and then bring you back on kind of a thing. So that way they're constantly renewing the contracts like that. So it came up to a stage where it was like, I got an email like, yo, your contract's over. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh fuck.
Take my PayPal now.
I was like, yeah, I didn't think that was so soon. I thought that was a few more months away. So I had a little bit of money saved up from working from streaming, where I had enough money to do me for about 1 month. So I was like, yo, I've been working for the last 11 months in a row now. I was like, I wasn't like, I'm going to go stream for this whole month. I was like, I'm just not going to look for a job this month. And then next month, I'll go looking for something. I got a little bit of money. I'm okay to chill for a month. I was like, I've been doing it for like nearly the last year. I was like, take it easy. So because of that, again, as I said, I was doing, a couple of days a week streaming. Any days I wasn't working, and I was going okay, but like not to a stage where it was like, to make it full time. But now I was streaming 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours every single day because I wasn't working. And because I was doing all those extra hours and all those extra days, it was more viewers, more followers, more donations and stuff like that. So at the end of that month, I just had enough money saved up again to
keep you going,
live another month. And it never got to a stage where he went, okay, we're going full time. It just kept going every month. And that was really it. So that's how I transitioned from just working in a factory to full-time streaming. Just kind of happens. Never planned.
What's your favorite type of game to stream?
FPS games mainly right now, just because there's nothing better than the feeling of killing somebody in an online game and just going to yourself, I'm better than you.
You 12-year-old noob.
I hold this gun. You seen me first, and I still killed you, dude. I'm superior. I am alpha in this scenario. There's nothing better. So I love that feeling. But I played a lot of Spyro and Red Dead, so I play single player games a lot. Like I done God of War, Far Cry, Spider-Man. So like I play loads of single player games and all that kind of stuff. But they only have so much restreamability. Like you can restream a campaign so many times when it comes to something like Spider-Man. Red Dead, you got the online open world. Elder Scrolls games, they're their own category of RPG. They have infinite playtime on them, so they're never something you have to worry about. But like a game like Spyro, for example, once I'm finished that's it. Like I will probably never stream that again. Maybe I'll go through and like do 100% run or something, but that won't be for a very long time down the line. So
you might do it when it remasters again.
Remaster
the remaster.
That's the reason why like FPS games are kind of like multiplayer games and stuff like that are like the mainstream games for myself, just because they have a lot more restreamability for myself. But as I dabble with a bit of everything though.
Yeah,
perfect.
A lot more people are getting into streaming lately. What do you think some of the biggest mistakes people are making while trying to get into it?
I see a lot of people ask me how do they start streaming, and a lot of people tell me that they want to start streaming. Like, yo, dude, that's my dream job. I want to do this for my job. And I'm like, yo, dude. I was like, and I tell them nice and simple. I'm like, yo, for the first couple months of me streaming, I didn't even know you could make any money in this. I done it just because I wanted a hobby for the days I wasn't working because I was fucking bored. I was like, that's the only reason I started. I went in for the intention of just playing games. I was like, if your intention is you want to play games for money, I tell them right there and then, don't waste your time, go get a 9-to-5 job. If your objective is to get money, get a 9-to-5 job. You've got a guaranteed paycheck at the end of every week / month. You know what you're making, and you got a chance to grow and go up, promotion and stuff like that. If your thought is, I'm going to go ahead and buy some stream equipment, and I'm going to start streaming, that's my job. That shouldn't be your sole purpose to start streaming and doing game stuff, like being like a creator, as I like to call it. So that's what I tell people. I'm like, if you want to go into it for money, go get a job. You got guaranteed money. You're sorted. So
that's not as fun as playing games, though, is it?
That's true. Yeah. But I want to do it. I go and play it, see how it rolls. I know so many people that have spent hundreds and hundreds getting capture cards and microphones and all this stuff, and they stream for like a week and like, this isn't for me. No.
Yeah.
A lot of people like they watch it and like, yo, yeah, easy. Play some games, take it easy. And then people do it, and then they get really like distraught because like, hey, I've been streaming for a whole hour and I'm still on 0 viewers. It's like, it doesn't really work like that. Some people don't get it, because people might tune into like my stream and be like, okay, this lad's playing Spyro. I just seen in the last 10 minutes, $50 being donated to this lad. And I was like, that was easy. All I did was sat back and play games. But what those people don't see is the people who've like donated that money have been watching for months, years, have thousands of hours in the stream. They're people who come in on a daily basis and I communicate with. And it's not just like, oh, hey, random Bob 279, first time in the stream. Wow, thanks for that $5. It doesn't work like that. You know, nobody does. You might get 1 or 2 people that do, but It's very rare. The people who donate and support are people who've been there for months plus.
Yeah.
So, but like from like a 12-year-old's point of view, when they're watching, all they're seeing is like views and views and views and money and money and money, and that's all they see. They don't understand that you know the relationship that's been grown behind it.
Yeah, but they think that you're an overnight success because they think that you started last week instead of starting a couple of years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. That's a lot of people think. Yeah, that's it. How long are you doing it for?
I'm rolling up to 5 years in a couple months. I'll be doing it full time as a job. Coming up like a full-time job, nearly 4 years now, and then started nearly 5 years ago.
That's pretty
Awesome.
cool. That's effort and time, anyway.
So, like, you answered the first question so well. My multiple question that I went over a couple of other ones.
You
But
ask me a ton of questions, I'm going to jumble them up, boy.
so this is another multi question. I know. Just talking about kind of partnership. I see you've got a following with Twitch and Facebook. What was the kind of journey to partnership? You're talking a lot about getting donations, say, from viewers, but is there, is the next step up the partnership and then it blooms after that, or?
Yeah, that's a funny one because I know so many people on like Twitch and stuff, and they're like, so this right now, Twitch has become a lot more smaller channel friendly over the last like year. We have things like affiliation, which is pretty much you have 50 followers, you've streamed once in your lifetime, and you've had your man watch your stream once. You can have subscriptions and bits and ad revenue and stuff like that, which is really awesome, which is really good because it gives that, the person who just streams as a hobby and stuff like that, they have a way of maybe, at the end of the month, having a little bit of money to maybe upgrade their microphone. Or something like that. They're not doing this as a way of making money or as a job. They're doing this as a hobby, which is how I recommend most people do.
Perfect.
So that's a really good way, the way Twitch is doing right now with their whole affiliation system. And it makes them a lot of money too, because they still take a huge percentage cut, no matter if they have 1 million supporters or just one kind of subscriber. So for them, they're making tons of money. And like the actual smaller creators are also making money, which is really handy, as I said, because if you're just doing it as a hobby, it's one or two things you can upgrade here and there. But like, so back before all things like the Twitch affiliates, when it was like streamer, partnered or non-partnered, it was definitely one of those things where I feel a lot of people thought, once I become partnered, I can make it. That's it. Once I get a subscription service, this is me going full-time and stuff then. And a lot of people don't realize that, yeah, sure, when you get partnered, there's usually a lot of hype behind it with your community, because it's something that doesn't happen just in a single stream. It usually takes a while. You got viewers who are helping you get there and stuff like that. But I know many channels that were like, oh man, once I get partnered, or oh man, the only reason I'm not growing is because I'm not a partnered streamer. And then eventually they become partnered, and it's like, so you're still sitting the same amount of viewers and you're still not making any money. How's that partnership treating you there, buddy? And it's then it's another excuse on top of it. So I feel like a lot of people really, that was kind of something people put on like a pedestal. I'd like in there, where you see all these other big streamers with it, you think you need it, and it turns out that you think it's the answer to all your prayers. It's not really. And then you get there and you realize that, and it's like, oh, fuck.
I'm delighted I asked that question because that's a great answer.
Yeah, a lot of people think that's like, man, once I get partnered, it's a good goal to work towards, don't get me wrong. But right now, partnership, like, in my opinion, like, if you're not a partner on Twitch right now, like 90% of the platform is at least an affiliate. The only difference between an affiliate and a partner is you get less sub badges and you get less emotes.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that's about it. Any form of revenue, all that kind of stuff is still there. Benefits for your viewers, all that stuff's still there. There's literally nothing else that really, there's one or two small things separated, but nothing like that would change your stream in the difference. Like if you were to go from an affiliate to partner, you're still going to be doing the same game, same content. It's not something that, oh, I'm buying a Lamborghini tomorrow, mate. You know?
So talking a little bit about Facebook, do they have something similar for, say, new streamers, or are you better off starting on Twitch and then possibly moving over to Facebook in future?
That's a weird one, all right. I haven't had people ask me which one they should start with, so I'm not too sure. For me, my personal experience, I started with Twitch. Streamed on there for just over, for, as I said, nearly 5 years. I'm only on Facebook now, 4 months. So I've been on Twitch all that time beforehand, and I had I didn't even have a Facebook account, like for streaming. Like, I'm quite gaming. That wasn't a thing on on Facebook. So that was made fresh like 4 months ago.
So they came to you, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Awesome.
So let me see. So yeah, for me, I started on the Twitch side of stuff. I grew a community, I grew a viewer base, and then transitioned over. For me personally, the reason I switched was I got to a stage where I was still sitting good viewers and I was still pulling followers and stuff on a regular basis, but it was just so static. Over my years, every month, every year, I've always had X amount of growth. And just as of like the last year to maybe 2 years, I've still been growing, but like there's no actual growth though is the only thing. I'd still be sitting X amount hundred of viewers or whatever it is, but it would always be the exact same viewers, the exact same people with a few extra follows and stuff here and there. It was just so static, and it just I don't really know the way to explain it. And for me, I think it's always good to come up with excuses on why you're failing, which is always nice. It's not you; it's this. These are the reasons. So for me, personally,
the algorithm.
Yeah. For me, I think when I was streaming, when I first started off, you needed good internet. Most places didn't have good internet. I was lucky enough to get good internet. You needed to have hardware. You needed a computer. You couldn't just stream off your Xbox. Now you have a phone. You can stream directly from your phone. You have an Xbox. Stream directly from that. And the quality is pretty decent and stuff. Everything is integrated into everything now. It is so easy. If you look back a couple of years ago on how many live streaming accounts there was, and then compared to how many viewers there is, and now you look at how many viewers there is to live streamers, of course, that viewer number has grown up, but that live streamer count, like how many people stream and have accounts to stream, has grown up so much more. So saturation is a word people like to throw around. There's so many people streaming like this and that because it's so easy to stream. So it's hard for like small channels to really get a growth right now. And then I'd call myself like a medium channel when it came to the size, to the Twitch side of stuff. I'd class myself as a medium-sized channel. I'm sitting there. There's no extra views coming in. There's no views leaving. It's just sitting steady and very just static. So Facebook came to me, we want you to stream over here. And they were like, hey, we have this many viewers on our web. We have this many billion of accounts on our website.
Yeah. But they're gonna push you massively. Like they have a big following. Massive
they were like, hey, if this is the kind of views you can pull on this, is like they were like, hey, this platform has X amount of million, you're pulling this amount of viewers. We have this amount of million or billion, whatever. They're like, and for me, as a streamer, I want to be able to reach as many people as possible. Like that's my goal as streamer. I want to be able to reach as many people as possible. And when it comes to Twitch, my reach is here. That's the cap for my reach. Like it's not a bad reach. Not but
it's a big cap.
Yeah, but then you look at my potential to reach, X amount of other people, and it's like here, and that's what I want to do. Like beforehand, like my auntie, uncles, cousins and stuff had no idea what I did. Like explain to them, they had no idea how to watch the streams or get into it and stuff like that. Started streaming on Facebook first week, every single one of them were in there. Every single one.
Do you think people could take advantage of Facebook trying to be a new platform towards streaming to start as a new streamer?
That's one thing as well, though. Like if you look at some of the people who started off on Twitch from like the very, very beginning, that gives you such a good advantage. Just because you start early doesn't mean you're guaranteed viewers.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Just because I was here day one doesn't mean you're guaranteed anything. But getting in there at the beginning, if you have the opportunity, imagine if when Twitch was first starting up, before it was a thing, and they came to you, yo, we want you to stream here. We're going to push you this way and so on. And then you said no to that. And now 5, 6 years, 8 years later, however long Twitch has been out now, and you look at that and you're like, oh shit, I probably that's something I probably should have got on. Facebook
like
came
Bitcoin.
to me with that offer. That's what Facebook came to me with. They're like, yo, we're starting this. We want to get you in here. You'll be one of the first, kind of a thing. So,
well, Facebook definitely have the biggest reach in the world for everything. Like the biggest app platform in the world. Like they're definitely worth getting in with now. Is being Irish a big part of your identity as a streamer?
It definitely helps. I notice a lot of the American viewers really like it. I don't have like a strong accent, obviously, as you guys can tell. Nobody in my family really does. There's a few words and stuff that I'll come out with here and there, and you're like, oh yeah, definitely. But man, I've lived in the area that I live in right now my entire life, and there's some people that ask me where am I from. I'm like, I'm from fucking here, mate.
Joe, you know who I am. Stop asking me.
They're like, whereabouts you're from? They're like, you're from America. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? I was like, I live up the road.
The big streamer from America's here.
What are you on about? I went to school with you, sure.
But like for some of the different like viewers in different parts of the world, it is something a little bit different, of course, because like I don't really know how to explain it, because like I don't watch me for the way I talk or anything like that, because I don't really watch me. Obviously, I'm the one streaming. But so I can't really say it from their side of stuff, why they do. But I do know a lot of people will say Irish, and because of the way I talk, and they could just listen to my voice and stuff the whole time, and things along those lines. So for that, it definitely helps with a good portion of my viewer base. Definitely, it's been mentioned many times. For me, I can't say why, because again, I'm just the one streaming.
That's safe. But like for us, like I find like the Irish community is kind of lacking towards Irish streamers and Irish content. I think we need to try and catch up on the rest of the world. And I think like seeing you as a big streamer and seeing you come how big you are, I think it's good for everyone else to see that people can do it in this country. And I think, what do you think going forward is the best way for it to continue on this progress we're on at the minute?
Yeah, I think one of the big reasons on why, like, there is a ton of Irish streamers, a lot more now than there definitely ever was. But again, I think the major reason why Ireland had such shit internet for so long. There's a ton of big Irish YouTubers and stuff like that, because you could just leave your laptop on overnight and let it, upload your video all night long. For a stream, if you don't have that internet connection, it wasn't possible for you to stream. So as I said, I started streaming pretty much like the month I got good internet is how that ended up working out. And I was like, I don't even think there's any Irish people streaming on Twitch at that stage. I'm pretty sure I'm like at least one of the first couple kind of a thing. I didn't know anybody else kind of video. And again, that was mainly because Ireland had such shit internet for so long. So because of that, like all these other countries had much better internet and they could stream. So like by the time Ireland got fully updated and everyone actually had reasonable internet and they could stream with it, like there was already like Twitch and stuff and live streaming already kicked pretty hard at that stage. And they were just really kind of like pushed on their knee is kind of why I think there's not a lot of huge Irish streamers. There's a lot of very good talented Irish streamers that I know around on multiple platforms that definitely deserve a lot more viewers than they currently have, and definitely deserve a lot more reach. But again, I think if they could have started off like the same time I did, they'd be like, they'd have such a bigger follow base than like even near right now. Like no doubt about it.
But everybody kind of has their off days, or they just don't really feel like doing anything, don't feel like touching their computer or PlayStation or whatever. How do you motivate yourself to stream, or let alone game on these days?
Yeah, well, the way I see it is, so I do have those days sometimes, and I'll have sometimes where I'm just lying in bed, and I should have started my stream about half an hour ago, and I'm lying there like, I might just stay in bed today. It's like, I don't really know if I'm bothered. But then the key thing I always, for myself, that I roll back to, don't know for other people, but for me anyway, the thing I roll back to is, I could have had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, drive halfway up to fucking Dublin to stand in a line, making shit for all money, driving home, and you're not getting home until 8 o'clock at night. Or I can get my ass out of this bed and go play games on the internet for the next, 6-7 hours. And that usually makes me like, sometimes because I've been streaming for so long, I can definitely take it for granted, because it's just such an average thing for me. Like just getting up whenever, playing games as my job. It's so easy for me for that to feel casual. And sometimes it's good to remember that I've got it pretty damn good, and I have absolutely no reason whatsoever to be like motivated. But you get
living the dream.
Yeah, exactly. You get them from that. You might have a stream that maybe didn't go as well. Maybe the chat was a little bit dead in there. Maybe the viewers were a little bit lower, even though you really tried to push it as much as possible. And that can definitely be like a mental fatiguing thing in there. The only thing is just try work through it. There's really nothing else. You just have them. Like as I said, I've been streaming for nearly 5 years now. I've had like entire like months where I'm like, oh shit, this might be it over kind of a thing for me. And then like next month's like, oh my god, best month of my streaming career. Oh my god, it's the best. I love it so much. The next day I'm like, oh man, I really don't want to stream tomorrow. So it does have its ups and downs, and it's definitely something for, as we were saying, people looking to get in streaming for a job. It's definitely something that's such a volatile kind of like workplace scenario where you can't really rely. A lot of your funding is like fan funding, you know? You can't just think to yourself, oh, last month I made this amount. Okay, well, I can go ahead and I can upgrade my phone plan this month. I can go ahead and maybe get a nice watch or something, because next month I'm going to make that money as well. Next month you end up making a fraction of that. And you're like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have spent all that money. So yeah, it's one of those things. It's not a perfect career, especially for starting off. It does have its ups and downs, you know. There's just like anything, I imagine.
So,
yeah, 100%.
Speaking of community, that's kind of our core is our community. But what is your community policy, and how do you deal with, say, negativity? It's very hard to get away from, but like, I mean, do you have mods that sort that stuff out? Do you do it yourself, or how do you kind of keep your community, say, happy and positive?
Yeah, so on Twitch, I'd say there was probably at least 5 people banned a day in my channel, like permanently banned. On Facebook right now, there's a lot more. Facebook, obviously, not a lot of 12-year-olds really use Facebook, which for me is perfect because, like, I'm heavily sarcastic. Every second word is a curse out of my mouth. I am the opposite of PG, you know. My channel is mature audience pretty much in there. You still have a few younger people and people who are significantly older. But when it comes to the Facebook side of stuff, maybe like 1 or 2 people banned a week at maximum, and that's over stupid stuff like trying to spoil the endings of Red Dead Redemption. If I see people trying to post spoilers in my chat, I instantly ban them. I don't care about, for me, as I said, I've been streaming for nearly 5 years now. Brand new movies, brand new games, anything, they're always spoiled for me. I don't care anymore. I honestly couldn't care. Like, any game I play, it's always spoiled. I still enjoy it. But it's the fact that there's viewers who are watching, maybe playing along, or maybe they can't afford the game and just watching along, and then it gets spoiled on them. I don't mind it being spoiled on me, but people come into my channel and just, if you have to be that much of a dick, I don't want you in my channel at all, full stop. You're just permanently banned. Get out of there. But they'd be the major ones now on Facebook that I'll be like, that'll get banned. And we have mods and stuff for that. Sometimes I do it because, again, the Facebook side of stuff, I notice my average audience on Facebook is 18 to 25 is my average audience. But when it came to Twitch, it was like 12 to like 18 kind of a thing. So it's a lot less toxic. There was a lot more people just being absolute fucking cunts on when I was on the Twitch side of stuff, just because it's just that kind of thing, just kind of how those yokes work. For me personally, how do I handle it? I am insanely sarcastic, and I am great at shit talking. I shit talk so much. I make people leave my stream out of embarrassment when they try to talk crap to me. It's great. Most times, I don't even have to ban people. They will just leave out of embarrassment. Like, I grew up 12 years of age playing Halo 3 online versus 40-year-old men. Okay, he used to try shit talk me for being a squeaker and stuff like that. You know, my favorite comeback was, I said this once, twice in my stream. This is like one of my favorite comebacks I ever had. Some, like, he probably wasn't 40. He was probably 20 something. But you know, when you're 12, everyone's 40. Like on the internet. So, it was like, you know, big deep voice. Him and a few of his friends, like, they're all partied up together. I was on their team, and he was like, "Hey, you know, should you not be in school, kid?" And nice and simple, all I respond back with is, "Should you not be in work, man?"
That's the way to tell him.
You know, I was laughing. I didn't hear shit from that guy anymore. So, like, you know, playing Halo at that age, like a lot of people who are into Halo were a little bit older at that stage. They played Halo 1, Halo 2, so I was pretty young getting into it. So, like, it was either, you know, talk shit or get shit talk to you. So I got pretty good at it. And anybody in my stream, like, you know, we got like some amp roasts going on, is what we call it. Straight up, it's just we roast people. Just like, yo, amp roast. Just destroy them, like, just burn some people, you know.
Who'd be your biggest influences in the gaming industry?
Biggest influence in the gaming industry? Well, for me, obviously, it would have to be streamers, because kind of like that's, you know, what I do myself personally. Streamers, well, before I started streaming, there was a handful of people. So Swifty, he is a big World of Warcraft YouTuber, and then went into the streaming side of stuff. And I used to watch all of his YouTube videos the entire time, even though I didn't even play World of Warcraft when he was playing it. Played it once way ages before, but I just loved his videos. I loved his entertainment and all the energy and stuff like that. He was just one of those YouTubers I always watched. And then he moved into streaming. I watched some of his streams and 1 or 2 other streamers and stuff like that there. But he was definitely a big one for me. because I didn't even play the game that he made videos on or stream.
Just entertainment
all the time. So he'd be one of the quick ones to my mind. I'm sure there's many other ones, but it's kind of hard when you're put in the spot like that.
Well, like, what do you think about what Ninja's done in the last year?
I actually played Halo against him many times when Halo Reach came out.
I was thinking, I think maybe you would have.
When Halo Reach came out, I played a handful. I never like played with him, just random like scrim games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, like competitive kind of stuff here, but nothing too major. So a couple games and stuff. Like this was like he only became pro in Halo like towards like mid or the end of Halo Reach kind of thing. So he's pretty unknown then. And to see somebody who was literally like doing what I was doing then, just playing games. Like I don't even think he was streaming at that stage. He only like started streaming towards the end of that. So seeing like him go from there, and like he was definitely a career I followed because I played Halo, he played Halo, he started streaming, he played for like some of the really good teams I really liked and stuff like that. So seeing like what his streams were, like he started on Justin TV and then seeing him to like where he is now, that is definitely impressive. Like it's crazy, but I'm sick of Fortnite. I'm sick of Fortnite. Like I love him, don't get me wrong, but I can't watch any more Fortnite, man.
I wonder, is he sick of Fortnite yet? Like, or he's probably like, no, money's coming in, I am not sick of Fortnite.
Yeah, you're getting money, man. I'll start Rick back at him. I don't give a shit. You want me to replay
so there is a number. There's always a number. Oh man, you really explained yourself well anyway. There's some great questions answered there.
Honestly, thanks a million. That was very educational for the likes of us, and thanks a million for answering so brilliantly, and having a bit of a laugh as well.
When should I expect my check?
When do we?
In about 4 years when we make it.
I actually have a bit of a different question, if that's all right. It's not that bad. I know you said you played a mix of games and you're playing Spyro at the moment. What is your stance on speedrunning games like Spyro and the like?
I've tried speedrun a couple games myself, but it's so many things to perfectly remember. It's one of those things, like it just gets down to muscle memory. I fucking love speedruns. Games done quick. I watch them every year. I've even donated a few quid this year as well around. Always, I have to watch the Oblivion and Skyrim speedruns because Bethesda games are just fucking broken, but they're so good to watch. They are so good to watch. I love speedruns. Darbian, I don't know if you know him. I know
Darbian.
I believe he currently holds the world record again back in Super Mario. I think he had it, lost it, had it, lost it. I believe he just got it back maybe a couple months ago again. So
yeah, he lost it recently again, though, if I remember correctly.
Then he'll get it back, man. He's fucking insane.
That's crazy that he's still getting beaten, like, and then gets it back.
His streams are so different because, like, for me, if I'm looking for a stream, I'm looking for, like when it comes to stream, his stream is literally just, okay. It's just so, like, the focus is just so chill and casual, and it's something that you won't find entertaining. Like, I flicked onto him for the first time. One of my moderators actually brought me onto it. Was like, yo, check this guy out. And I remember clicking on the first 10 seconds, like, man, this guy's literally sitting here, barely saying anything. Shitty ass camera on, playing some Super Mario, and I was like, it's just so, like, there's like nothing. And then it's like 2 hours later, I'm just still sitting like, it's like him still speedrun. I'm like, man, this guy's fucking sick. He said like 10 words in the last hour. This guy's fucking sick, you know.
but he sits there so stone faced as well.
Yeah, he doesn't move. He's just so. Oh, the only movement you get from him is resetting the console. That's it. Yeah. Quick reset.
He's just there like.
He has a heart rate monitor as well, so it's great. You see, he's always hitting like 88 beats per minute and stuff like that. And every now and again, 120. You're like, oh shit, it's going down.
He's gonna do it.
He misses one single jump, like he misses one single frame that like it's like sheds like 0.1 of a second. Like reset. I'm like, what? It's like that was a perfect run. He's like, nah, I missed a frame. It's like 4
pixels. He's done it with a couple of pixels as well. I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, it is. It's the littlest things like that. Like, single pick reset, man. Nearly world record. Missed it by 0.000001. And he's just like 88 beats per minute. Doesn't give a shit. I'm like, how, dude? I'll be having a heart attack. I love it.
Yeah,
So,
So,
yeah,
guys-
it's kind of thing is something I didn't think I'd like, but yeah, it's pretty. I couldn't do it. I don't have the brain capacity to do it. Just that consistency of doing the same thing and hitting it perfect every time. Man, I can barely like jump on a ledge and spiral without dying. Like I can't do it.
I've done that quite a few times.
So, guys, the show has gone on a little bit. So, what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into community, get a couple of questions from them to ask yourself, Gary, and yeah, we'll go from there. Paddy, if you have a few questions, throw them out there.
Yeah. First one is from Charlie, just Charlie, normal Charlie.
Just Charlie.
Just Charlie. Ask Gary about his For Honor experience.
Oh God. I don't know if we can see on this camera or not. I can't actually see my full camera in sync. Maybe if I move this down. Don't know if you guys can see if I move back here.
Little hole in the door.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, just making sure because usually my camera blocks that. That was For Honor. Next question,
That's
please.
amazing.
that was with a controller. The controller still worked perfectly. Xbox Elite controller, not sponsored, heavily endorsed it though. It went through that door, and the controller worked. There was a scrape on it. A scrape on it. Don't throw it at the door twice. It's only good for one throw. Second time, it didn't do so well.
I've been asked to ask you about your drunk streams.
Oh,
as well.
they were good. Yeah. So Facebook is a big no-no about drinking on stream. So I used to do this thing called a monthly drunk stream where I'd get, Irish obviously have to kind of exploit that a little bit. So I'd get me and a guest, either be my girlfriend or my one of my mates in real life. And we literally get about a crate of beer each, a bottle of spirits, and we go huge sellout mode. Every $10 donation, we neck a bottle. Every 20, we take a shot. We just played the most stupidest games ever while we're doing it. I was be absolutely shit playing GTA races versus viewers. Like half a crate down, half a bottle of fucking some fucked up rum down. Yeah. I made a lot of money during it. It was great,
Great to get drunk.
There was like 400 to like 800 quid a drunk stream just in a single stream, like being dropped. It was insane. So we kept them going, obviously. But you'd be dead for about 2 days afterwards. Because by the time, they'd go on for the average of those worked out about 16 hours, is what they had.
Nice. 16 hours.
16 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Some hangover after that. Were you still drunk for a week after?
Yeah, the first few hours were me just by myself, not drinking, just kind of playing games, kind of leading up to it. And then it was usually like a solid 12 hours of just drinking kind of a thing. They were hungover for like 2 days. Because by the time you go to bed, it's about 8 in the morning. So, and then you'd wake up at whatever the next day, and that's when the hangover hits. So you're sleeping off that hangover, and then because you didn't go to bed until whatever time, the next day you're just lying there, absolutely no energy. You're not hungover anymore. You are just absolutely bollocks. So it was 2 day hangover minimal every time. They were pain.
It says we should ask you about your RPG meme.
RPG meme?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is. Actually, no idea. Someone's going to explain it to me, and we're like, "Oh yeah, how'd I forget?" But that's off the bat.
About his special dragon shout out in Skyrim VR.
Oh my god, yes. So, big Elder Scrolls fan. When I seen that was coming out on the PlayStation VR, I was like, "I don't give a shit. I'm getting that." Went out, bought a PSVR just to play the game. The clip's probably around somewhere. Charlie's in the stream chat, isn't he? He could probably find the link for
that's
that.
That's who's asking all these questions, I think.
He's probably link that somewhere. But playing Skyrim VR, and let out the biggest fart ever. It was so good. it was so loud. I think mic is a very close proximity mic. You got to be right into it for it to pick up anything. It doesn't pick up background noises. It picked it up. But no, it gets even better. I just nailed it. That little more. I was like, does this game not have voice activation? I was trying to do a dragon shout, solid one.
What else?
Yeah,
I think that's all we have. Are we?
I'm not that interested. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
No,
you seem interested enough.
We can nearly wrap it up there, guys. It's on the hour mark, and I mean the amount of information that you're after putting into personally my head anyway is great and so educational and great for obviously our community is people that are starting off streaming and to get some knowledge from someone that has actually made it. And I was very excited for this show because you're Irish and I've been watching your streams for the last, I'd say maybe 2 months, and I've enjoyed them thoroughly. So thanks a million for coming on and taking the time to talk to us. We'll be ever grateful. So guys, if you want to, we'll do our shout outs and we'll get out of here. Gary, if you want to tell the good folks where they can find you.
Yeah, pornhub.com / is the best place you'll find
You
out.
can't plug that. I'm plugging that one. Don't plug that one.
Right, straight in there. Just Facebook, Amplified, straight up. That's pretty much it. Twitter, amped, AMPED. I post nudes if you're into that kind of stuff. My PayPal, if you want to send me money.
Free money.
Yeah,
All the money.
You don't want. Just DM me and I'll give you my PayPal email, guys.
Paddy?
You can find me on Twitter at Paddy the Pagan and streaming on the Republic of Players Twitch channel.
Platinum
Thank you.
Jack?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Waxkills, and you can find me on Twitch at the Platinum Jack.
Perfect. Just a couple of announcements. We have our Red Dead screenshot winner is Petzo from Allcast Irish Gamers with an amazing Irish cowboy. So your prize is in the post. We don't know what it is yet, but it'll get to you at some stage this week. We're also running a FIFA tournament. We're going to be posting up the information this week. It's going to be paid in. We're going to have some spectacular prizes. We hope it's as vibrant as ever. Gary, again, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us. We've been building our community, and to have someone like you come on is mind blowing. And the questions that you've answered are just will stick with me and our community, I know, for a long time. Best of luck in the future, sir, and I'm sure you're just going to get bigger and bigger to a stage where we won't be able to talk to you. So hopefully in 5 years. Yeah. I've been your host, Ronan Fox. You can get me on Twitter at the Alpha Fox, on Twitch on the same, the Alpha Fox. And yeah, this has been the Republic of Players, episode 20, and we are out.